Hi guys, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and I just wanted to say that I have felt very blessed to have you guys on my channel for a year. For all of you guys who have stood by me through all of the different transformations that I've done with my channel, with my readings, with my monthly. First I was going to do it, then I wasn't going to do it. I really want to say thank you for hanging in there. And even though I know some of you don't believe in Christmas, for the people that do, and Christmas is obviously one of my most favorite times of the year, I deeply want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, from my family to yours, from Annette's Astrology Corner to yours, I want you to just have the most beautiful and happy holidays and beautiful, rich Christmas season. And for those of you that don't celebrate Christmas but do like to have some fun around the holidays, I really hope that you just have an extremely fulfilling holiday season. Anyhow, guys, this is my puppers, and he wishes you a Merry Christmas too. Hi Capricorn, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your December forecast. And for you, this month, your ruler, Saturn, is going to be sitting in your 12th house all month long. So lots and lots of deep introspective work, lots of processing, lots of analyzing and collecting data, and you're really thinking about the meaning of life. You're really looking at where you need to adjust your perspectives, and where you want to align yourself with as far as in your spiritual and philosophical and psychological beliefs, like where you're at in those areas. It's where you synthesize fact with life experience. It's where you find that middle ground. So often what we do when we're trying to find that middle ground is we take life experience and then we put it, and then we combine it with logic and what we've learned, and then we come to some sort of hypothesis about how we want to move forward and about what we truly took from each life experience. And did it benefit us? Did it not benefit us? Were they karmic? Were they not karmic? The cumulative karmic lesson, what was that? Lots of deep thinking, introspective work. And it is where you elevate your mind, where you broaden your perspectives, where you become a teacher in this energy, and you guide people through these points of, after you have went through these points of introspection. So very deep month for you. So as the month starts out, Venus moves into Scorpio in your 11th house. And the 11th house is the house of friendship, social networking. It's a form of social status in the fact of how well received your social networking groups are. It's also about hopes, dreams, and wishes. One of my most favorite houses to talk about, because anytime I hear the words hope, dreams, and wishes, I can go to town on that forever. So that can really get you energized to start thinking about very optimistic outcomes. Even if you had some karmic lessons, they expanded you in a good way, and you are intelligent enough to completely understand that. So Saturn on the 4th is going to be conjunct with the Sun, both working in your 12th house. So Saturn is this planet of control, limitation. It's the planet of there's always a delay, or there could be obstacles with Saturn, and it is conjunct your Sun. So there's something that you deeply want, that you desire, that there could be, especially when it has to do with your hopes, dreams, your wishes, or some sort of social status that you want to achieve in your social networking in aspects, that there could be some delay, or there could be some sort of thing, obstacle that you got to work through, or There could be something that you just got to meticulously figure out before you can get what you want. But during this time, we will have the moon in Libra and we'll have Mars in Libra, both sitting in your 9th house. Very expansive thinking. We're talking about Saturn and Sagittarius already kind of working with that broad-minded approach, deciphering information. What we're doing is what you're trying to do is to cling to some sort of idealistic outlook, even in the state of an obstacle. You really want to see it for what it is, as it's a form of opportunity after you remove the obstacle. You really fixate on that outcome and you stay truly optimistic, and you really want to overcome, because you're not a person who likes to deviate or take your eye off the ball or the end result. That's just not who you are. You're always up for a good challenge. If you are being idealistic about something, that's when Saturn is going to want to pull you into a lower vibration. It's going to want to get some control. It's going to want to put a limitation or a restriction on what you're idealizing so that you don't deviate from the fact that you should be focusing on your partnerships or being diplomatic in your approach and not being opinionated. This isn't the time for moving forward and being boastful. This is the time for being a person who has a lot to give on an introspective level. On the 9th, you're going to have Mercury moves into Capricorn. This is going to be happening in your 1st house. Mercury in Capricorn is your energy. This is your mind aligning with who you are as an entity out there. You are going to understand this energy. It is going to be very easy energy for you. It's going to conjunct the sun and conjunct the moon. All this stuff working. You're going to feel a sense of aligning yourself with where your subconscious is. I want to say that for the most part, unless you're idealizing, unless you don't believe that you have anything to work on, then you're going to find this alliance to be elevating, and it's just such a beautiful energy. If you're idealistic and you're not wanting to take a look at what you're supposed to be learning from these experiences, then you're going to get your hand slapped by Saturn, and it's going to square off with Neptune and square off with Chiron. Be forewarned that, 12th house work can be grueling work. I personally would want to find any way I could to stay in a high vibration of energy, because I don't like anything hard. So I would say that stay away from idealistic thinking, because that may not pay off for you. On the 11th, we have a new moon in Sagittarius. This is going to be in your 12th house. So this is opening you up and liberating. It's freedom. It's the way that you're thinking is open, and it's honest, and it's liberating your mind, and it's allowing you to reel in and control some areas in your mind that I don't think that you've had totally under control until this point. Now, again, if you're idealizing something and you do not want to deal and you're trying to escape from it, that is when you're going to fall into squaring energy, and this is going to be one dark new moon for you as you deal with the depths of how dark your mind goes, because you've been escaping the lessons, these karmic lessons. But again, all of these things are forms of transformation. Where there are endings, where there are deaths, there are beginnings, and that is what a new moon is about. It's a beginning. So it's a death to the need to escape, and it is a rebirth or a new beginning in the fact that you get to start to deal and process your life and know that you have the mental capacity to do that, and that you would love to synthesize fact with life experience. Those go hand in hand, and you're up for the task. I mean, that can be very important energy in this. Then on the 19th, we have Mercury in Capricorn aligning with Pluto in Capricorn in your 1st house. Now, this can be one of those really strange days where Okay, so Mercury is the planet of thinking, communicating, processing your environment, interpreting your environment, and it is in Capricorn, which is, you like a lot of structure and foundation, and you like it to be very realistic, and you have a very authoritarian view of how you process your environment and the structure that you like in your environment, aligning with the planet of power and in your first house. Now, in a high vibration, super forward moving energy, enthusiastic energy, this is thinking outside the box, this is new concepts, this is giving you new ways to get what you want, aligning you with an outcome that you want while using the motivation from Saturn and Saturn removing obstacles from you to get you what you want. Or it can mean that you were idealistic about something and you're going to get a reality check, and this limitation is going to pull you down and it's going to make you lose some power. It all depends on where you are at in this aspect. Just know that the moon's going to be in Aries, training Uranus in Aries. So if you fall into this idealistic thinking and Saturn throws up a reality check or an obstacle, you're going to have the moon and Uranus align or trine, and then you're going to have yourself one hot mess of a day. It just depends on how well and balanced you are in your perspective and how well you are at interpreting your environment. Then on the 21st, we have the sun moves into Capricorn, and there is going to be, and this is all going to be happening in your first house. Now, Saturn and Sagittarius still in the 12th house, trining Uranus. But it's still squaring off with Neptune and Pisces and Chiron. Again, much of this is creating realistic boundaries. This is about harnessing fantasy. I want to say that I feel like there's some need to escape from something that is causing you instability. It's like you've been going around and around about something and you feel like you've just been fighting this issue, and this will be throughout the entire month that you deal with this, and it could be something that comes from your 12th house. And it's something that you consider it and something that you've got to overcome, and you do got to hurdle, and I think you will accept this challenge. But I do believe that this has something to do with your childhood. I really deeply do. I believe that there is maybe somebody showed you that it was easier to pretend like it is better than it is, or to appear to pretend like it's better than it is, than it was to process your environment. So escapism became a way of life. And so this month is about breaking you free from the word escapism and to not allow you to do that anymore, to restrict you, to add a limitation. This is about a personal journey. This is about elevating your mind. This is about seeking the truth in what happened to you and why it happened to you, and figuring out fact from fiction in this. And I want to say that there's some instability when you do this, and it can add some mental burden as you go through the month, as you're processing this. I'm sorry, I kind of gave you the intuitive side. I was going to say that to the end, but I was really trying to define what is the difference between, I see all this like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the 29th. So the 24th, 25th, and 29th, even the 21st, all the same aspects, all the same energy. It is Saturn in your 12th house, Okay, so on the 25th, it's the full moon in Cancer. Full moon is a cumulative energy. It is energy it's a luminary. It illuminates an emotional limitation or an emotional aspect in your life. And for you, again, if you are strong in your personal power, you're adaptable, and you're willing to move forward, and you're processing your 12th house, then I think you're going to get some really incredible, invigorating energy out of this. I believe for many of you, unfortunately, what I see throughout this entire month is that you are falling into an idealistic view. There is something it's like As you go through the month, you get triggered. As you go through this 12th house energy, you're triggered. It's something that I don't think you know. It's something that festers from childhood. It's something that I think you're going to work through. I'm not even worried about it. Or it could be something to do with a child or children, or it could be something to do with the fact that maybe you had a limiting belief system about what you wanted in a partnership. Maybe you thought maybe you thought this home and family environment that you wanted to create, for those of you that don't have children, you thought, I never want children. Maybe there's something coming out of that where you are starting to think about the possibility of having children. For some of you, this is going to hit home. It's going to hit in that area. And I don't even see this as being like, there's nothing in here that says this is 4th house work, or, that it's 5th house work, children. But I do believe that there is something substantial about this. It does lead me to believe it's childhood related, past related, the way you grew up, moving forward. It's the way that you escaped from your reality, fixated on the non-reality of your situation, and built a life based on a fantasy and not the reality, not the actual foundation. So moving forward in this month, as we get that cumulative energy on the full moon. Then on the 29th, we have Venus move into Sagittarius. This is going to be in your 12th house. Saturn in your 12th house. So both Venus and Saturn are in your 12th house working together. This is about your heart, your passion, your love. This is about pleasure in the 12th house. Not the most favorite spot for Venus to want to be in. It is in Sagittarian energy, pleasure-seeking energy, but the feeling that I'm getting from this is that there is some sort of emotional instability in a routine that you've created, what I think you could be doing is pouring yourself into the wrong aspects in your life, when really there's kind of this hole and there's this void that I think that you have hid from yourself maybe, or hid the need, the yearning, the want, the desire, because I think you repeat some sort of past-based endeavor and you believe that you'll cycle that into your life. And you just can't deal with that. And there's something that you need to process, some growth that needs to happen from interpreting the situation. And this is going to be very liberating. It's going to unveil something into your life. It's going to be something that I think it's something that maybe you put in a box so deep you didn't even know it was in there. And as you were digging through your 12th house, there's this dark little corner that it was illuminated. There's a box over there I didn't even know was there because I didn't even see that corner. All of a sudden it's like you open up a can of worms this month. It's very intense energy. I want to say the intense energy is regenerative energy, rebirth, birth type energy. There was a block, and you get to remove that block. I see you moving forward from this, and I see you turning around this energy. And it's very transformative what you go through this month. It's very beautiful. I think you've got Uranus individualizing yourself throughout this entire month from this situation. This is about taking you as this is about removing you from the structure and the foundation that you grew up in, especially if it was a detrimental foundation. And it is about individualizing yourself. It's about taking and dealing with what you went through. And it's about moving forward in very, very positive energy, where it's removing these pulls to this dark karmic area that I kind of see is in there. I see the sky blue all over the place. This is beautiful energy in the end. Don't worry. It's a gorgeous month for you. I really do believe. And for many of you who maybe you're not caught in all these reality checks and this need to escape and this thing that you can't quite seem, no matter how hard you work to overcome, maybe you're not caught up in that, but I want to say many of you are. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again next month.